The social factors to affect a talent development pathway. When thinking about the possible social factors that could affect a TD, the common responses tend to refer to immediate family members, teammates, and peer groups. In this video, we will be exploring an array of factors and social groups, including parents' involvement, that could play a role in shaping the talent pathway of a developing athlete. The influence of a parent on their child's decision to take up a sport or specify on the sport can be pivotal to the development of the athlete. Parents are responsible for introducing children to sport, transporting children to training competitions, paying for equipment, coaching, and travel, and providing emotional support following losses or poor performances. Equally, it's also quite common for parents to look for specialized coaches in order for their child to receive the best coaching, especially in those sports which are regarded as more upper class like golf, tennis, and gymnastics. Furthermore, according to Knight's work, parents act as role models for their children regarding things such as sportsmanship, teamwork and effort, as well as helping children to make sense of their sporting experiences. Additionally, children have indicated that they gain greater enjoyment from their sport participation and then develop good quality relationships with their parents. Her work also highlighted how developing athletes of a young age are more likely to continue participating in sport for longer and have greater opportunities to reach their sporting potential when their parents are positively involved. At the same time, parents who are less optimally involved in youth sport and developing athletes, it can result in children experiencing higher levels of pre-competitive anxiety, lowered self-esteem and self-confidence, and it has been associated with coaches and officials leaving their jobs. This ultimately denotes the impact that parents can have on their child's sporting upbringing. It can either be central or detrimental. From a coach's perspective, and in association with those parents who have an inappropriate involvement in their child's sporting activities, they can contribute in 3 ways highlighted by Knight's work: by understanding parents' experiences, by supporting parents, and by educating parents. By working with rather than avoiding them, coaches can make their own job easier whilst also helping children have successful and enjoyable sporting experiences with the inclusion of their parents. Peers and friend groups can also play an influential role in the development of an athlete when going through a TD. Weiss et al. Conducted a sports study on a group of friends amongst 16 friendship dimensions, and noted that these reflect other work on friendship done in school situations and highlight the importance of peer domains in sport. This thus highlighted the dynamic and unique relationships held within sports organizations and the way these are experienced by young people. Conclusively, Gold was then able to coin the term circle of friends, in which young people are provided with leisure and social support from their peers. So what does this suggest? This suggests that young people often remain in their sports when being amongst their friends is within their natural peer groups, i.e. they are therefore then more likely to continue within their talent development pathways and reach their outstanding goals of higher achievement. As well as this, factors like gender and ethnicity have an impact on the development of an athlete going through a talent pathway. However, it may be more significant to underlying participation associated in the sport itself. Dobie et al. Stressed that boys played more sport than girls in New Zealand, and the existing gender stereotypes within gender-appropriate sports were perpetuated. Equally, gender differences tend to exist within the impact and use of sport in young people's lives. For example, Frydenberg and Lewis highlighted that young males tend to turn towards sport when coping with stress and change as a means of escape, whilst females tend to turn to their parents and peers. What does this exactly imply? This means that although gender can be considered as an impactful factor for TD, it primarily has an impact on the involvement in sport itself, which thus affects the use and efficiency of talent development pathways. All in all, it's plausible to argue that parental input and other family involvement, peer influence and gender all play a role in affecting a talent development pathway, be it in a positive or negative way. As a coach, the key is to find the correct balance, work with what you've got, and focus on how you can use them to benefit the pathway for the athlete.